All right! Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be studios. But you know what?
What?
It's not just me here in the world famous As It Should Be studios.
Who else is here?
We also have Crystal Durant
Hi!
in the world famous As It Should Be studios. But
Yes.
we also, not only do we have Crystal Durant,
Yeah.
we have... Oh, Tommy.
Oh!
Tommy here.
Tommy's here.
Where am I?
In the world famous As It Should Be studios, dumbass. Where have you been?
Hello.
Have you not been listening?
I don't like to just assume
That's fair enough, because there have been times.
when I've made an ass out of you
Well,
and me.
no, but there have also been times when your presence here has been in question. So,
This is true.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is true.
So-
That's only when I've been crashing from too much candy.
Which is quite awesome.
There is no candy in sight.
well, we.
No. I'm not saying put candy in sight.
You're not requesting.
No.
candy.
Wait. Do you have any of those Scandinavian?
Don't
songs?
worry.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, on the next break, I will.
You're gonna have
when we bring
candy.
the commercials in, I'll get you some.
It wouldn't be as it should be without you eating some candy.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say no to Scandinavian.
yeah.
Anyway,
But anyway, so all of this really is to lead up to the really unfortunate fact that we are in the last year of the 70s.
Poor Paul. Woo woo woo.
so sorry.
Woo woo woo.
But let's make the most of it. Let's make the most of it while it is here. Yeah, we're
Yes.
gonna count down our favorite albums from 1979, as if you didn't know. And Tommy starts.
Oh, that means you're going to get the last word on the 70s.
Oh, that's
As
right.
it should
be. That was not planned either.
As it
No,
should
it really
be.
wasn't.
Or maybe, maybe it was.
All right, so I'll kick things off. I'm going to kick things off with a holy shit, this exists.
Oh, you're getting right in there with that. It's like
I'm
nobody's
gonna-
taking my fucking holy shit.
I'm
this
getting
exists
right
thing.
in there. Nope. You're not going to take my holy shit, this exists.
Okay,
So,
what is it?
holy shit, this exists. Love Hunter by Whitesnake, possibly the most on-the-nose rocker metal album cover ever. Now, obviously Paul is going to display the album cover here on the screen, but if you have not seen the cover of Love Hunter,
Oh, I remember that.
I've never actually heard that album, but I'm very familiar
I
with the
remember
cover.
that.
holy shit,
Oh,
that
geez.
exists. I cannot believe that's real. I mean, I personally think it's brilliant, but you know, I would
That's
think
true. It's
that.
very, very. It's a lot of layers to that. It's very subtle.
There's a lot of subtext and
Right,
nuance here. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what they're trying to say, but Are you kidding? This is like the golden era of that kind of shit.
I
mean,
know, but just-
Scorpions album covers from this period,
Oh,
anybody?
Jesus, I know. But just like, I mean, this is so definitive of the kind of album cover that Spinal Tap was spoofing. I mean, this is exactly the kind of cover.
Yeah.
Not even talking about the album itself, just the cover alone. But let's get into my honorable mentions. So, since it's 1979, obviously I'm going to have a bunch of honorable mentions. I apologize for nothing. Want to hear them? Here they go. So,
Well, no, I think the Tommy of a few episodes who was scowling while we went through ours needs to
Yeah.
apologize.
nah, fuck him.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay.
Damn.
Highway to Hell, AC/DC, In the Heat of the Night, Pat Benatar, Black Rose, A Rock Legend, Thin Lizzy, Discovery, Electric Light Orchestra, Evolution, Journey, I Am, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Prince, Love Drive, The Scorpions, Eat to the Beat, Blondie, Damn the Torpedoes, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Spirits Having Flown, The Bee Gees, London Calling by The Clash. I'm so sorry, Paul. Don't worry. We're going to come back around to The Clash in future episodes. I promise you we'll explore this further.
Yes, we will.
Okay. The Long Run by the Eagles, Dream Police, Cheap Trick, Three Hearts, Bob Welch, Get the Knack, The Knack, Christopher Cross, Phoenix, Dan Fogelberg, and the B-52s. Those are my honorable mentions for 1979.
All right.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
you
know.
seem like you jumped when I first started.
Yeah, because you put AC/DC not only in your mere honorable mentions, but
The
very
first
low.
one, yeah.
Highway to Hell?
No, I will say this. My honorable mentions are not always in order, but if they are in order, I'm basically reading them in reverse order. Because the way I structure my lists, it'll be like as I can keep moving stuff to the top and top and top, and then I have my top 10 and everything below that is honorable mentions. So when I read from the top of my honorable mentions list, I'm basically reading backwards order.
Okay, I kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
My stuff's in a really basic order, and the stuff that's at the top of the list is kind of the stuff that's closest to being on the list, but I tend to read from the bottom up.
Okay, yeah, I haven't been reading from the bottom, so I do reverse order usually for my honorable
Okay.
mentions.
Well, see, at least Highway to Hell was close to getting up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we're friends again.
But,
What?
yeah, I mean, for now, we still have 10 episodes in the 80s that we're going to go through, and I doubt we're going to make it to the 1989 episode still friends, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see about this.
So,
I mean, we survived the singles
Yeah.
but
So
it's
that,
pretty
that
good.
that could potentially have been that's possibly was more treacherous.
That was a minefield. Yes, that
Yeah.
was a minefield.
Agreed.
1979's number 10, Rainbow with Down to Earth.
which I have here, but I didn't pull it.
Yeah, this is the first and only album they did with Graham Bonnet on vocals. They ditched Ronnie James Dio because, as Ronnie James Dio put it, Richie Blackmore decided he wanted to be a rock star. So
Really?
he got Graham Bonnet, and they did a more commercial-oriented album, and it's got one of the 48 amazing cover versions of "Since You've Been Gone" on that album. So I think actually it's the most well-known one is on the Rainbow album, and it's just a fantastic album all the way around. But number 9, Stiff Little Fingers with Inflammable Material.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I'm expecting that on her list, not on yours.
Ooh, that record is fire.
It is good.
Crystal knows what's up.
I know what's up.
Sparks, number 1 in heaven, coming in at number 8.
Yeah, Sparks.
Ooh.
So good.
He's stealing your list, Crystal.
Ron and
know.
Russell teaming up with Giorgio Moroder on that one.
How can you go
Ooh.
wrong?
Oh, it's so delicious. My number 7, Michael Jackson with Off the Wall.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew that
This
was
is
going to
my
show.
Yeah,
list.
that
in
now
the
that would
wrong
be
order.
that would be a problem if that was not in your top
Yeah.
10.
I mean, honestly, now again, as you guys know out there, we do not show each other our lists. We don't script anything. We don't plan. We don't cheat. I'm going to predict that Off the Wall is going to be in everybody's top 10. It has to be. But we'll see if I'm wrong.
Probably not mine, but you know.
Number 6.
No, it will be. Oh, believe me.
This will be possibly a divisive album. Aerosmith, Night in the Ruts.
No. You know, it didn't quite make my list. Spoiler alert: it is in my honorable mentions, and I do really like that album. But
It's
not-
often overlooked as far as classic era albums, but even though they were
What's the hits?
No Surprise is the biggest
it doesn't
song
really
from
have a
there.
major hit, really.
Yeah. It's got Bone Bone, Coney Island, Whitefish Boy, Cheesecake, Reefer Head Woman,
Yeah, I don't like this record.
Chiquita. Yeah, it's got
Chiquita.
the cover of Walking in the Sand.
Sand.
Yes, they did cover Remember Walking the Sand, which would probably be
That would
the
be-
biggest thing on that.
Yeah, that
And
might have been the
that
bigger
was played
hit,
a lot
yeah.
in where I grew up.
But this,
rest
I
of
mean,
it,
they were absolutely a fractured fucking band. Perry quit before the damn thing was over. They got Jimmy Crespo to come in to
Yeah.
replace him.
Right.
Yeah, mid-album.
Mid-album.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Brad, I think, quit maybe after the tour, and then they got Rick DeFay to replace him, and then everything was just downhill. But even though you can smell the drugs coming off the grooves when you play this record on vinyl, I mean, they are out of their minds. Like, Steven Tyler is freebasing and blacking out at this point. But goddamn, there's just something sinister and dark and just evil in a good way about this fucking record.
Well, maybe it's the sinister and dark stuff in a bad way that was happening in their lives. It's
but
just like
for
yeah.
some reason, it's just this magic combination. And I can't help but wonder, like, as much as I love Night in the Ruts, when Perry bounced, he took a bunch of material with him, a bunch of riffs that could have possibly also ended up on this record.
Yeah.
Let the music do the talking.
Yeah,
Could have been on
now
this
as
record.
great as that is
really?
on Done with Mirrors,
Yeah.
that would have been smoking on Night of the
Oh
Ruts.
my God! Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Woo!
That would have been the fucking song. That would have
Yeah.
been the song for that
That
album.
really would have been. They were really in a bad place though. Before they got Jimmy Crespo, they were auditioning other guitar players. You know who came in? What's his Michael Schenker.
Okay.
Really?
Who had
Everybody
just
brings
left.
in Michael Schenker for like a week, and
Yeah.
they go, "Oh shit! Oh no, okay, no."
Oh yeah, and
just-
they talk about this. They're like
Yeah.
they brought him in. Tom Hamilton, bass player from Aerosmith, talks about we brought in Michael Schenker. He had just departed UFO and it was on bad terms, and he was looking for a new gig, and he hadn't decided to go solo yet, and he hadn't decided to waste the Scorpions' time for a month again, because he did. He goes back to the
no,
Scorpions.
that's right. Yeah, they actually had a boot.
They have Matthias.
Yeah,
They just hired Matthias.
and like a week later, sorry, we didn't.
Yeah, because Michael Schenker
just
was to come
kidding.
back, and then Michael Schenker a month later was like, on second thought, no, I'm Michael Schenker. And they're like, Matthias, please. But in this period, Michael Schenker comes in to audition for Aerosmith to replace Joe Perry. And in their autobiography, Tom Hamilton talks about, like, he came in and it was like a character from Wolfen, and his hair was just blowing, and he walks in the room, he's like, hello everybody, this is my band now. I'm Michael Schenker, this is now my band. And we just knew immediately before he even played, it just wasn't
Get
going
out.
to work.
That's not gonna work.
Wow.
But anyway, on to my number 5, ABBA with Voulez-Vous. Their unabashedly Eurodisco record, and I fucking love it. Love that record. Number 4, Now, we talked last week about the first Van Halen album and how that was such a precursor to everything that I love about a lot of the 80s rock and metal bands. This next album, while it's a lot less well known, I feel like this is also kind of a glimpse ahead of the LA sound. This is number 4, Angel with Sinful, their commercial album. So their first 4 records, they were serious prog. Real like glammy prog, but on their 5th album, Sinful, they tried very hard to get as commercial as they could, and it is the most LA fucking sounding record you're ever going to hear from 1979.
Now, I haven't listened to that album as a whole. Doesn't it have some like kind of disco-y shit on it too? And I say this because there was some movie I was watching, and maybe
Foxes.
it was Foxes,
Yes.
and they're playing,
With
and they're
Sheree
like
Curry.
playing straight up disco.
Yeah, that's 20th Century Fox. I think they're playing as the song. That's not on this album. That was just
so
on
this
that
is
soundtrack.
Well, it is
Yeah.
the era because it's about
that's
that year.
right after this album.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's like some danceable stuff on here, but it is very much like a proto 80s glam record in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Like it was kind of looking ahead to that before anyone knew that was coming. My number 3.
Free poison, some free poison.
Oh,
sorry, kidding.
Very pre. My number 3. Speaking of Van Halen 2. Yes, a record I admit I slept on for a long time.
You know, yeah. I think we've talked about this before. The cover is detrimental to.
It doesn't help it.
It does not help.
It doesn't help it.
It's just so plain. There's nothing about that cover that says, you know what, this album is like seminal. You need to like. It's just like, it looks like a slip through the cracks kind of record.
Yeah, it looks like something randomly they released between the
Yeah,
first
it looks
one
like
and
a
Women and
little
Children
thought was
first.
given to it.
But, and you know, for the longest time, like when I was really deeply into the Roth era Van Halen, I would still approach this album and be like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Beautiful Girls and Dance the Night Away. The rest of it, whatever. You know, but all the cool guys that wanted to listen to cool guy Van Halen were we'd all into all the other stuff on this record, and I was going for like the poppy stuff. I've come to respect this album a lot more.
Man, somebody get me a doctor.
I know.
Light of the Sky, DOA.
I told you, I
The
slept
only
on
weak
it.
song on this album, in my opinion, is the opening fucking track. You're No Good.
Oh yeah, I don't care for that one either. It's kind of a
That's
dirge.
another thing that I think sort of mars this record, is that it seems like a weak record because it starts weak,
With that,
but everything after that is practically damn near
oh my
first
god,
album.
it wakes right up. Yeah, obviously, yeah. But you know, I always slept on it. I was all about the first record. It was all about 1984. I really dig half of Fair Warning and always did. I really dug Women and Children First. This one was always like, and then there's also that one. You know,
Yeah.
which is a category normally reserved for Diver Down. But anyway. Number 2, Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Le Wall.
Les Wall. And that brings us to my number 1 for 1979. Paul already knows what this is. Led Zeppelin. In Through the Outdoor. Come on, people. I'm giving you gold to work with here.
This album gets all of his love.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of his love. All of his love. Yeah. All of his love to him.
For that album. Yeah, so good. I really, really, really loved In Through the Outdoor. I've pretty much always loved In Through the Outdoor, and a lot of Zeppelin fans are like, oh, no, In Through the Outdoor, that's the shit one. Like, no, you're wrong. In Through the Outdoor is an incredible record. Just don't go into it expecting Led Zeppelin 4. That's the thing.
And don't go into it expecting Led Zeppelin presence either. Because,
Oh, well,
or no, do, because then you'll be
ooh.
pleasantly
you'll be
surprised.
very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
I know I'm not going to get any arguments for you on In Through the Outdoor.
No, I like that album. I don't love it as much as you do, but I definitely like it.
I
Deeply
like it.
love it. Deeply, deeply love it. But anyway,
All right, so number 1.
that's me.
Led Zeppelin.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes, applaud him. He does love praise. Give him praise.
Give him praise.
See how he responds?
All right, so we're gonna have a little commercial break, and Tommy's gonna get himself some Scandinavian swimmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
See, didn't take long, did it?
Mrs. Butterworth,
Yes?
how come you taste so good?
Well, my syrup is very thick and rich.
Thick and rich?
Just watch. See how the leading syrup just runs over this stack? While Mrs. Butterworth's takes her own sweet time. Now, my syrup's got to be thick to pour this slowly. Truth is, Mrs. Butterworth's is twice as thick as the other syrup. Thick and rich and...
Mrs. Butterworth, I love you.
Oh.
I'm thirsty. Me too.
How'd you like some nice Hawaiian Punch drink mix with flavor, Crystal?
It's punchy.
I'm the famous Red Punch Punchy.
I love it.
I'm Tutti Frutti Punchy, another great Hawaiian Punch flavor.
Another punchy.
Here's Scrumptious Very Very Punchy.
Delicious.
New Wild and Fruity Punchy's here.
It's terrific, too.
Hey, watch your step, fella. Let me be in front.
Hey, punchies are all terrific flavors.
And we come from Hawaiian Punch drink mix. Be nice now.
Yes, let's move forward and don't call me Shirley.
Well.
Well.
You have your swimmers there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're good.
Yeah, all loaded up.
Well, that means we're ready for Crystal's list.
Hey, it's 1979.
Oh, shit.
Ah.
WAEB. Ding.
Oh wait, that's
Avery Allentown. You'll know what that is. All right. So here are my runners-up. Now I will preface this by saying this time period, 79 to 83, was really a big music thing for me. Just buying records every other day, every week, all the time. Trading records with friends. We would have listening parties. It's a lot of stuff. All right, so here are my runners-up. Armed Forces by Elvis Costello and the Attractions. We Are Family by Sister Sledge. Bustin' Out of L7, Rick James. Valley of the Dolls by Generation X. Look Sharp, Joe Jackson. Spirits Having Flown, the Bee Gees. Feats Don't Fail Me Now by Herbie Hancock. Number One in Heaven, Sparks. Squeezing Out Sparks, Graham Parker and the Rumor. Cool for Cats, Squeeze. Infinite Rider on the Big Dogma, Michael Nesmith.
Ooh. Woo.
A lot of people don't know about that record at all.
There's some good stuff in that.
It has some good
That's
stuff.
Not a bad record.
I like
It's not
it.
on my list, but it's a good record.
Let Me Be Good to You, Lou Rawls. Discovery, ELO. Labor of Lust, Nick Lowe. Get the Knack, The Knack. The B-52s, The B-52s. Highway to Hell, AC/DC. The Pleasure Principle, Gary Newman. Cut by The Slits. Head Games, Foreigner. The Fine Art of Surfacing, The Boomtown Rats. The Specials. You Know How to Love Me by Phyllis Hyman. Broken English, Marianne Faithfull. Adventures in Utopia. The Beat, or The English Beat, depending on where you bought the record. Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division. The Rose, Bette Midler. The Boss, Diana Ross. Reel to Reel, Cacophony, Simple Minds. Journey, Evolution. Dream Police, Cheap Trick. The Undertones, The Wall, Pink Floyd. Life in a Day, Simple Minds. Lodger, David Bowie, and Van Halen 2.
Van Halen 2.
Yeah, Van Halen.
Meow.
Van Halen.
Van Halen.
Is 78.
Van
Van Halen 2 is 79.
Oh, yeah, Van Halen 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Van Halen.
No, she
No,
said
it's the one-
Van
it's the
Halen.
one-
She
it's the
said
one that has Van Halen on it.
Halen 2.
2, yeah, Van Halen,
Yeah.
Van Halen 2.
She didn't mean Van Halen as well. She meant as in the sequel.
Oh, Van Halen. Oh, because there's two Van Halens.
That's right.
Oh, see?
Because
She did.
the proper name of the album is not 2, it's Van Halen.
Van
2.
Halen, Van Halen.
Van Halen 2.
I think that's probably what they call it in Japan. Van Halen.
Yes,
Right.
they do.
Yeah.
Here's my list.
Oh, you haven't done that yet?
Well, your
No.
list is from Japan, too.
Yes. It's big in Japan. All right, here's my list. Coming in at number 10, I got Master Jam by Rufus. It's Rufus. And it's jamming.
They're masters at jamming.
Masters of Jammin'. My number 9, and this album, you could not escape it. It was everywhere, all the time, being played all the time, everywhere, out of every car, in the mall, didn't matter. And that was Supertramp's
I knew it.
Breakfast
Oh.
in America.
God, yeah.
Now, I know a
you
lot
don't
of
like
people
that?
don't like it.
Nope.
I know a lot of people who hate it.
Nope.
But for me, this is like 8th grade into 9th grade. Don't you look at my girlfriend. I mean, everybody, it was just huge. And I love that record. Coming in at number 8 is Pretenders. Pretenders. Can't say The Pretenders, it's just Pretenders. And it's their first record called Pretenders. You should know it by their outfits. Great record.
Yeah, and you should know it by the fact that they ripped off the Kiss Lick It Up album cover design.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. Yeah, they did.
No, I'm kidding. It's
Yeah, I know.
You gotta,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Just
Yeah.
okay. I'm making sure I'm not. Yeah.
No. And then coming in at number 7 is London Calling by The Clash. Now let's make sure that he puts the record up here, because last time he shorted me.
Did we give him enough rope here to hang?
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, well, no, I'm going to address that now. When a couple of episodes ago, Crystal had a Clash album on her list, and the card didn't pop up. That was not intended. I promise you. When I do these, and I'll go through them, sometimes one will get past me, but I'll usually catch it. I just did not catch it this time. I really do.
It was a Freudian slip.
I mean, yeah, somewhere deep down inside,
Wink,
something
wink,
deep
wink.
inside of me went, no, it's not this.
Fuck that. All right, coming in at number 6 is Bad Girls by Donna Summer. Oh man, the whole record, people just probably only know the single, but you really need to listen to the whole record because it's really good. It's really, really good. I forget who produced it, but
Not
it's
Giorgio
fantastic. Yeah, no, he didn't do it. Coming in at number 5 is Regatta de Blanc by The Police. I know Police fans, a lot of Police fans I know, kind of sleep on this record. They don't think it's that good. They think the next ones are much better. But I really like this record. And it was ubiquitous on MTV, a couple of the songs. Like, it was in heavy
Yeah, why
rotation.
do people not like the second one so much?
The first two albums, they really.
Yeah, I feel like, why wouldn't you like the second one if you like the first one? It's kind of like...
I think they did. I mean, they certainly didn't have the same budget that, they had Zenyatta Madada. The Police were defunded on the first two albums.
Zing! Defunded. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't know. There's a lot of really good shit on the first two records.
Yeah.
I think.
They're great. They're great. Coming in at number 4 is Fear of Music by Talking Heads. More Genius by Talking Heads. I love Talking Heads. They're great. You like Talking Heads?
I do like some Talking Heads.
You like Talking Heads?
I like them a lot better than that band.
Orange Whip.
Three Orange Whips?
3 Orange Whips.
I have a feeling I would really dislike David Byrne, though.
Oh, he's a dick. I told you about the time he almost ran me over, right? On his bicycle?
No.
Yeah, that's a story for another day. But he apologized. All right, then coming in...
Hey, but that's something, because I don't take him for one who apologizes much.
It's more than he's ever done for any of the people from the Talking Heads.
Well, I made sure he apologized. I'll put it that way.
Very good, then.
Yes. And then coming in at number 3, I've got Candy-O, I Need You by the Cars. Sandra... come on. Candy-O? Come on.
Yeah.
Not even half of the first album, but good.
It's still good.
You can
Yeah.
be not even half the first album and still be pretty damn good.
Pretty fucking good. Yes.
It's no Heartbeat City, but...
Well, thankfully.
Here we go. It's
Thank
too
you.
early for that, Tommy.
Yeah.
It's too early. And then coming in at number 2 is Off the Wall by Michael Jackson.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that record is greatest hits record.
Practically.
Basically. You know, except for like maybe 1 or 2, but it's so fucking great. Because people are Thriller. Yes, Thriller was good, but Off the Wall is better.
Way better.
Way, way, way better.
Well, in a way, though, it's almost kind of your age. Because those albums are so far apart. Like, there's like 3 or something, 3 or 4 years between those.
Yeah.
And... You know, it almost like which album you prefer almost kind of shows your age more than anything.
Yeah, I'm old, so I prefer Off the Wall. And my number 1 album of 1979 is Quadrophenia by The Who.
The soundtrack.
The soundtrack. That is correct.
I almost went like that, but I...
Yeah, sorry. The soundtrack to Quadrophenia by The Who is brilliant. I love it. I love the movie. I love the soundtrack. Thank you, Karen Don Moyer, for turning me on to that.
Does Oliver Reed sing 515?
No, smartass.
No?
No.
No? Okay. All
No.
right.
There's no Oliver Reed involved.
Oh.
See,
well,
that's a
too bad.
callback to Tommy, because not him,
Not for... Yeah, well.
but the movie soundtrack that I love
All right.
better than the original. That's it.
All right.
That's my list.
Whatever.
Yay me.
You're so great.
That's the greatest thing that ever happened.
It is.
Think you're so special.
I am.
You're not so special.
Yes, I am.
Well, we got something special. We got something special for you, and it is right
Special.
here.
So special.
You've made some new friends who live far from you, and keeping them close is so easy to do.
Reach out and touch someone. Reach out, call up and just say hi. Reach out and touch someone.
let those new friends get away. A telephone call now and then will bring them closer. They're waiting to hear from you. So reach out and touch someone. Give them a call.
One's too strong, one's too light, one's just wrong, one's not quite. It's no fun until you find the one that hits you just right.
Menon Skin Bracers got the nice, clean smell you're looking for in an aftershave. Skin Bracers got those skin tighteners and chin chillers that really wake you up. And there's nothing heavy-handed about it.
Thanks. I needed that. Skin Bracer hits you just right.
Okay, all right.
We're back.
We are back.
Look at us.
And I am back. But the attack, I'm going to give
Get
you my...
the knack.
No, that's
Yeah, we're gonna get the knack.
1987, actually.
What's that?
Back for the Attack is 1987. It's Dokken.
Well, you know, it's...
Fucking up, Bertolino. You're going to get your doctorate revoked.
Oh!
Pull your license.
Pull your license.
I'm going to get
practicing rock
my
and roll.
doctor's license
Yeah.
hooked. Dr. Hooked.
Oh!
Hooked and pulled away. All right. Okay.
On that note, would you like some herpes water?
That's so good.
Dr. Herpes in the hot dog water.
That's right.
Well. All right.
Is it? Oh.
Well,
Watch
all
that
right,
be
so
his
I
number
have...
one.
You guys quite done?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
I'm done.
Go.
Let's do your list.
Okay. Honorable mentions. Okay. All right. We have E.B. Sands with suspended animation.
Ooh.
The Kinks with low budget. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers with Damn Torpedoes. Oh, down there, you can't see it. Supertramp, Breakfast in America, in honor of Tommy. Cheap Trick, Dream Police, after having talked nothing but shit about it in the last episode. Christopher Cross, actually, it is in my honorable mentions. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, Christopher Cross came out December, 22nd or something. Like 3 hours later, it was 1980, so I kind of think of it as an 80 album, but on pure technicality, I have it on this list. David Gates, Fallen in Love Again.
Oh,
yes, a
nice.
really good flying under the radar David Gates solo album that I really like. Scorpions, Love Drive. Bette Midler with the Rose soundtrack.
Yes.
I was a huge fan of that movie. I loved that movie so much. And my mom had the soundtrack. I actually have to tell a story, even though this album is merely an honorable mention. One day, I was going through this period where I was playing baseball. I was in the baseball league, which is so not me.
Not you.
It's so not me. I was giving giving it this try to be like a regular kid, I think, and that didn't stick. So I was on the baseball team, and I remember my mom picking me up from practice one day, and she had a copy of the Rose soundtrack in the car. Well, she didn't go out and buy it. Some friend of hers had just bought it, and I don't think even had taken it home yet. And my mom said, "Oh, hey, can I borrow that?" Which was ballsy.
Wow.
My mom's friend let my mom borrow it. My mom still has that photo.
Oh,
my mom
Debbie.
still has that record.
Ooh.
She's not done.
She's a
So
thief.
that's
She never
how you do it.
She never said how long she needed to borrow it
Yeah.
for.
There were no,
Wow. All right, Deb.
Well, if you buy a brand new record and you haven't even gotten it home yet, and one of your friends asks to borrow it, and you say yes, you get what you deserve. All right.
Should have bought 2 copies.
Yeah. Anyway, Prince. Prince is 1979, self-titled. Yeah. A little bit of city pop. Tatsuro Yamashita with Moon Glow. Blondie, Eat to the Beat. ABBA, Voulez-Vous. Journey, Evolution. Led Zeppelin, Into the Outdoor, merely an honorable mention.
Okay, you're wrong.
I was really trying to decide if I wanted to put it on the list. I went back through it this morning, and I realized that I love side 1, except for Hot Dog, and there's only and side 2, I only really love All of My Love.
Oh, okay.
Carousel Alhambra is all right, but it's 10 minutes fucking long.
Oh, it's great though.
And the last track I don't dislike. It's just not a banger.
I'm Gonna Crawl.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's good. I mean, it's way better than Hot Dog, that's for sure.
I don't know. I used to like Hot Dog when I was a kid.
All right, so ELO Discovery, Aerosmith Night in the Ruts. And that is my honorable mentions list. Now, on to my top 10. I'm doing a little something on the fly here. I was telling these guys about how I didn't have my number 10 in place, and that when I came here, when we started to do this, I was just going to decide on the fly what album from my honorable mentions list is going in number 10. Well, it's this one. Wings with Back to the Egg.
Oh.
Yeah, Back to the Egg. An album that is really, really... it's underrated. People, I think, kind of go on autopilot and just automatically go, oh, rah, rah, and scowl about it. It's a good record. It is a perfectly good record. The London Town album is kind of like this limp, kind of, past it, kind of, I don't know.
It feels really lazy to me.
It's kind of lazy and just, it's really just nothing to do with what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, McCartney is in his 30s and he's already like, it's like he has no idea what's going on around him.
Right.
This album, he's kind of gotten hip to it, and like the album kind of rocks. Like the opening track, Getting Closer. Oh man, that is like a smoking power pop song, and there's a lot of quirky kind of McCartney shit on it, and a lot of good guitar. It is McCartney kind of going, oh, this punk thing's happening. Let's throw a little bit of guitar on this then, and he's not. And it doesn't. It's not punk.
No.
But it did kind of force him to put a little edge to his music that I think completely works on this album. So, and it has a yacht rock single on it called Arrow Through Me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it is an all rock. Anyway, and shout out to Saul and Caesar. I first knew this album because I remember Saul bought the new Wings album on cassette, and he was listening to it on his boombox, and that's how I first heard this album. Anyway, number 9. Blue Oyster Cult with Mirrors. Now, talk about an album that does not get the love it deserves. A lot of Blue Oyster Cult fans don't like this because they went a lot more commercial on it.
Oh.
But see, what it is what's his name, who produced the early, who produced the early Cheap Trick albums?
Oh, Tom Werman.
Tom Werman produced this.
Oh, did he?
There you go. Boom. The guy who produced the first few Cheap Trick albums, producing
and
Blue Oyster Cult.
Shot at the Devil and Stay Hungry.
Yeah, but you know what? The cheap trickiness of his work shows a lot more on the, like there's a little bit of a cheap, Blue Oyster Cult kind of getting a little cheap trickish on this. It's like a great pop rock album that it's honestly one of my top 2 favorite Blue Oyster Cult albums.
Interesting.
So, if you don't like that one, you're wrong. That's the only explanation, really.
Simple as that.
Okay, so number 8, I have.
I wonder if it's going to be a tie.
Uh-oh.
A tie.
Hey!
It's a tie.
Yeah, I reached around the corner. He said reach around. I reached around the corner, and this was the only tie I could get my hands on.
That's a nice tie.
Do I have an intern that can help me with this? Okay.
It's a tie.
I have a tie.
It's a tie.
Joe Jackson, Look Sharp and I'm the Man.
See? And he's got ties on.
Yeah. That tie isn't skinny enough, but
No.
Yeah, Joe Jackson's first 2 albums, both from '79. These had to be a tie because these 2 records are basically record 1 and record 2 of a double album, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they're basically the same record with different songs.
Agreed.
if that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah. And I can't really decide which one. Well, no, you know what? I actually kind of like I'm the Man more. If I'm honest, which is not a popular opinion. Everybody's going to go to Look Sharp, but
They're both good.
Okay. Number 7. Van Halen 2.
Yeah.
Van Halen 2. Yeah, I got Van Halen 2. Not in '79. A couple years later. I got it through one of those record club things at the back of the TV guide. You go in the back of the TV guide and it's like, tape a penny here and choose X number of albums. And I got Van Halen 2 and I got Scorpions Blackout. So it had to have been like 82, I think.
Yeah.
Because Blackout was brand new. And I don't remember what else I got. But yeah, so I got Van Halen 2 basically for free. And yeah. It's a great one. Don't yawn. Okay, all right.
I was yawning.
Yes.
I'm already crashing.
There's something about when I talk that just it relaxes him.
He has to eat.
He's just lull me into a restful state.
He is low on protein. He's having a sugar low right now.
Oh.
That is Nolly's low on one. All right. All right. Number 6. Michael Jackson, Off the Wall.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that where I had it on mine?
I don't know.
It is where I had it on mine.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Wow. Okay.
Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Boy, yeah, when this record came out, holy shit. It was... See, like you said, Thriller so eclipsed it when it came out.
Yeah.
That people kind of have a tendency to kind of forget a little bit about Off the Wall. But really, in a way, Off the Wall was nearly as big.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was absolutely...
It was huge.
Possibly the hugest album of the year.
Oh, definitely.
You know, the Grammys came up. He won everything.
It was every disco, every dance, everything, all over the radio. It was gigantic.
The only reason why it may seem like it wasn't as big as Thriller is because we didn't have MTV. So that one element to the oversaturation of the record didn't exist. But in every other respect, it was that fucking
huge.
big.
And Don't Stop Till You Get Enough video came late.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rock With You. That's the thing. I mean, I
remember the Rock With You video. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's cut his hair short and he kind of has a glittery outfit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a unitard thing. And then Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. He's like, there's like close up of, you know, sugar cubes or whatever behind him, and he's just like dancing around on front of the green screen.
But
yeah.
That album was phenomenal, and still my favorite MJ album. All right, number 5. Unleashed in the East. Judas Priest. All right. Yeah. Now, that's another one of those I've mentioned before about how I try to keep live albums off the list, but there's just some that are just, I mean,
how are you gonna ignore
Unleashed
that?
in the East is... It's just only slightly below Kiss Alive for me as far as just like absolutely essential live albums.
You know what I love the most on that? Diamonds in Rust.
What's that?
Diamonds in Rust.
Oh, Diamonds in Rust. Yeah, no, everything.
So great.
The version of Exciter that's on there.
So good.
Unbelievable. But number 4, an album that unfortunately I don't have a copy of back here, but Highway to Hell, AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, AC/DC. I remember when this album came out. I wasn't really an AC/DC fan quite yet. I was, of course, aware of them, but I was I was absolutely at my peak of loving Kiss during this time. And I had a bunch of Kiss friends, you know, we were all like the Kiss kids, you know. But what started happening around this time is that some of my friends started jumping Kiss ship for AC/DC. And I didn't like that. I was very bitter about that. So there was a while where I was like, fuck AC/DC. You know, because kids weren't like, oh, Kiss is awesome. Oh yeah, and AC/DC. They're like, Kiss. AC/DC. They were like, you know,
can only be
turning
one.
their back on Kiss.
Highlander rules.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
And so I kind of had a chip on my shoulder about AC/DC for a little while.
Highlander rules. Oh shit.
Yeah,
There can
pretty
be
much.
only one.
Yes.
Pretty much. And yeah, so but then I distinctly remember the moment that I heard that Bon Scott had died. I remember the moment I could take you to the spot where I was sitting when I heard this. We were on lunch, whatever grade I was in 1979, and yeah, I remember the kids, like all the kids were talking about it, you know, eating our shitty
school lunch.
But yeah, and then like what, a week later Back in Black came out.
And
something like that.
Seemed like it.
Yeah. But yeah, Highway to Hell, I mean, but that album is kind of like the true, almost kind of like the real arrival of AC/DC in a lot of ways. I mean, for us here in the US.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because AC/DC was kind of like more of like an underground band that your big brother was into before this.
Right.
This is the first album where like us kids in elementary school are like, oh yeah, AC/DC.
And then you're going back and getting the earlier records, and yeah.
Anyway, so number 3. Number 3 I have Thin Lizzy with Black Rose. Produced by Tony Visconti.
Yes, correct.
And one of my 2 favorite Thin Lizzy albums, actually. And I sat here and I looked up this list earlier today, and I'm like, do I really want to put that above Highway to Hell? I'm still not sure, but currently that's where it is. All right, so number two, an album that the kids who were listening to Highway to Hell and Black Rose and Unleashed in the East would have scoffed at, especially having a number 2 above these. Dynasty, Kiss.
What?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know, like I said, this was my 79 and 80 was my absolute peak of being into Kiss. Everything, my entire life was Kiss in 79, 80.
How old were you?
I was 9, 10 years old. You know, every single month, without fail, I walked over to Albertsons, this grocery store, and I knew exactly what date to go and get the new 16 magazine. I knew when the new issue hit the shelves because Kiss was always in 16. Always on the cover. There was always a centerfold. There were always pinups. The whole thing. And so I in a way, I kind of went through the whole Kiss experience filtered through 16 magazines.
Oh my God.
Because we didn't have the internet and I didn't have Kiss books. So I just kind of, you know, if they were on TV, I would see that. And if they were in a magazine, I would read it. So that was kind of how I experienced Kiss going through that period. And yeah, they were everything to me. I remember Dynasty coming out, and there was a Montgomery Ward's just like, you know, walking distance kind of across the street from where we lived, our apartment, and they had a record section there. I've talked about it in previous episodes. And I would go over there and just stare at Dynasty and just waiting for the day I could get a copy of it. Before I even had that record, I knew every detail. I noticed that Ace had a little bit of makeup smudged in his hair and everything. And yeah. So I don't know talk about an album running deep.
You know, it's funny, like, because at that point in their career, when everything's had gone sideways for them, and now they're starting to just appeal to little kids.
Yeah.
And they like lost their core like rocker audience. It's just hilarious that you were one of those little kids.
I literally
that basically
was one of those
displaced their hard rock audience.
Yes. Kind of, yeah. All right.
That's terrific. I love that. I love that.
In a way, that makes me a part of history.
Yeah, it does. It makes you part of history.
It's almost it's like being one of the Apple Scruffs or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In a way.
That's a good equivalent.
In a very, very
different way.
Vague sort of way. Okay, so number one. Go fuck yourself. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Overkill, Motorhead. Yeah. This absolutely best Motorhead album. Best album of 79 for me.
Okay.
And that's that.
And the end.
And if you never heard it, give it a listen. All right, so there you go, Motorhead at number 1. That's my list.
Okay.
Very different and very similar.
Clap.
Oh.
Sorry. Yes.
Yay, Motorhead number 1.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, we're not clapping any?
You can stop clapping now. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Boy, 1979 has gotten to your head, Bertolino.
Well, no.
It's an important year. It was an important year. Commercial?
I think he's thinking about it.
Okay.
He's trying to decide if we're deserving of a commercial.
Oh.
Yeah.
Beat inflation, folks, with Woolworth Dollar Day Super Values. Just $1 buys a Wiscon pan set or a bucket of 24 sponges. Your choice of steel oven pans, Super Seal food containers, or Camaro 20 exposure color film. Get 2 polyester blankets for just $7, vinyl lampshades for just $5. See our circular for hundreds of Dollar Day Super Values. It's like inflation never happened at Woolworth now.
Hey, watch this.
Lifesavers Roll Candy takes Suzanne Summers back home.
I did that better when I was a kid here in San Bruno, California. Because my dad would give me cherry Lifesavers for every cartwheel. So I did lots of them. Because I'd do anything for Lifesavers candy. And Dad. You see, good Lifesavers. They're like coming home again to San Bruno. I still love them both.
And we're back.
Yeah, we are. It's funny you should say that.
Oh, I'm here too.
We are.
We are. We're back.
You think she's lying?
Indeed.
We're here to hate now, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. It's the first episode we're doing today, and I'm already lost.
It's only going to get worse from here. And by that, I mean better. Anything could happen.
All right.
Who knows?
All right. So that means I get to kick off the hatred.
Yes.
Hate on, dude.
I went back and forth with. I have two. I have a dishonorable mention and I have a worst of the year. And I was flip-flopping between these two all the way up till early this morning because I was like, one of them is really obvious for me to say, and one of them is just really obvious for anyone to say for 1979. I was like, well, which one do I want to do? So I ended up going with the obvious one for me, being the dishonorable mention, that is Jimmy Buffett with Volcano.
Oops.
Who would have known?
Obvi.
Who would have known?
And my actual worst of the year is Fleetwood Mac with Tusk. And I don't feel as though I need to explain that.
So let me get this straight. You like that Jimmy Buffett album more than Tusk?
I gotcha.
The latest fucking guy.
Who else did that to you? Somebody else did that to you.
Yeah, I know. I think it was him.
No, it was Andy
it
Action.
was somebody in the comments. Actually, I can't.
Oh, it was Andy Action.
Yes, it was Andy Action. Yes,
you are a bad influence, Mr. Action.
Yay, Andy.
No, boo, Andy. Muppet head shake.
But anyway, the question at hand.
You burnt.
It's a.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what is the question at hand?
You like the Jimmy Buffett album more than...
No, motherfucker, I don't. I can only put one. Okay, fine. Here, I'll just make everything a fucking tie. That's a callback for you, huh, Crystal? Ties.
Yeah. But anyway,
I dropped it. Sorry.
But in all seriousness,
did
you drop the tie?
Sorry, I dropped the tie.
She dropped my white tie.
Here's a tie. Tied. Volcano and Tusk. Toscano. There you go. Toscano is the worst of the year for 1979.
But
discuss.
Well, no, actually, but only tell us why you dislike Tusk, because we know why you don't like Volcano.
Because Tusk is just a meandering fucking mess. It's not focused. The songwriting is weak. It's all over the place. I mean, this is a record. Even though they had flirted with the idea of thanking their coke dealer on previous albums, this album actually sounds like they didn't even show up. Just the cocaine did.
Yeah.
Now, I think that there was like one or two songs on this album that I actually do like. I can't remember what they were called, but they were both Christine McVie songs. Which is not a surprise.
Yeah, she's the only one who stuck to the formula.
Yeah.
But no, Stevie Nicks is kind of on brand too. It's really just Lindsey Buckingham that kind of turns it into a mess.
What the fuck did he do?
I do like the album, and I do really like a lot of his songs, but it's so not cohesive. It's just two different albums. It's a Lindsey Buckingham solo album, kind of peppered into a Fleetwood Mac album.
It's not just a Lindsey Buckingham solo album. It's an experimental Lindsey Buckingham solo album.
Right, because now he's new wave and punk rock.
He's new wave and punk rock, and they've got an enormous fucking budget, and they're enormously famous. And now all of a sudden, he's bringing in a fucking marching band, and I'm not with Tusk.
We're going to be hearing more about that in a little bit, I think. You know?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will.
I predict.
Well,
on that
note,
a big fan of the
let's
album,
go over to our senior Tusk correspondent, Crystal Durant. Crystal?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you love me. I'm twirling a baton. I'm Stevie Nicks. Woo, I'm high. Fuck that record. It sucks.
So do you hate absolutely all of it?
I hate all of it. I can't stand it. Like, Christine McVie, they are really good songs, but the rest of it ruins it. Lindsey Buckingham, you're a dick.
Doing?
You're such an obnoxious dick. What Mick Fleetwood, what were you doing? Why did you let him...
He was doing coke.
Commandeer that shit.
That's what they were all doing, Crystal.
Oh my God.
It's such a running joke. Oh, this album sounds like cocaine.
Mick Fleetwood was doing coke and Stevie Nicks. That's what he was doing.
Yeah,
well, yes. Right. I mean, it wasn't Stevie Nicks at this point like just doing coke in her vagina?
Basically.
Because she was rotting out her nose.
It had like 5 holes in it. Yeah.
This is where they were when they made this record.
It's so terrible. Sorry, Ron Cope. But I can't. I won't. It just why? It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. And then didn't Lindsey Buckingham put out his solo record after that?
Yeah, the one that has I think I'm in trouble.
I like that song. I like that song. Like that sounds like a missing Fleetwood Mac song.
That should have been on Tusk.
Yeah. But then when he did that song where the video went backwards or whatever.
Go Insane?
Yeah, Go Insane. He's a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tusk sucks. Forget about everything else. That's the lowest. It's the worst. I hate it. Hate.
That is a no.
No boy.
Okay. So that's your whole hate list?
That's my whole hate list.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Ooh.
I guess...
So we both have the same one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah!
Basically. Yes, because surely she doesn't like the other album on your list.
I don't like it, and don't call me Shirley.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
I knew it.
Well, I have only one album on my list, too.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not either of those.
What?
Well, I kind of like Tusk, but I would not even begin to begrudge anybody disliking it. There are 1,000 reasons to hate that album. So, but my hate of the year is a little unfair.
Oh.
It's a little unfair to hate this album, but it's a terrible album.
Okay.
Come on, let's be real here.
What is it?
Pink Lady.
Oh,
Pink Lady.
Come on,
Jeff.
well, the show is Pink Lady and Jeff, but the album is just
Pink Lady, right?
Is this
yeah.
one with Kiss in the Dark?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard it, but I don't know the song titles. Now, it was released in Japan as Pink Lady in the USA.
Oh.
Right, because
Really?
they came here to find fame and fortune, and they did for like
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I do feel a little bit guilty hating on this record. It does seem unfair.
But I'll tell you what, I didn't have a worst of the year for this year, and I went through the list and I'm looking at it, looking, and it was like,
I know.
I there's nothing I can punch up at. There's nothing, because nothing that I just have to go Pink Lady. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, they didn't speak a word of English though, right? Like they would just be fed everything like
yeah, well, it's
syllable at a time.
Learn it phonetically.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Rodney Allen Rippey album, where it's like I kind of don't necessarily blame them.
Yeah,
they weren't like the boss of this.
No, they weren't.
So
True. Yeah.
Now, but it's also worthy of noting that one of the tracks on that record is a cover of one of the deep cuts on the fucking Kung Fu Fighting album.
Is it?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What?
So, what more do you need to know about the quality of this record?
Okay. Now I hate it. I mean,
so there you go.
They're gonna fall into the well of a racist trope just to appeal to America. If it was called in America.
Well, it wasn't anything about Kung Fu, the song, but it was on that album.
But I mean, like, that's so... Yeah, that's racist.
Yeah.
Weird.
All right. So there you go. Yeah, we're a little light on 79 hate.
Because there was so much good music.
There was a lot of great stuff.
A lot of great stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's going to be a lot of really terrible shit.
There were no chipmunks. There was no Dr. Herpes. There was no...
no nutty squirrels.
No nutty squirrels. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The 80s are coming, so there's going to be plenty to hate.
Oh, fuck you! I'm walking that back.
Hey, you're the one who introduced this whole idea, and I wholly agree.
Yeah,
I wholly agree.
You are the worst, Bertolino. You're very, very worst. Get on with it.
Well, all we have to get on with is a commercial. Actually, because we've all hated it, right?
That's right.
Yeah, everyone's
hated
equally,
and it was rated.
Hated equally.
Yeah. All right.
Yesterday, Jimmy said I was prejudiced.
Do you know what prejudice is?
No.
Well, prejudice is when you react to someone because of their religion or their color.
But I don't do that.
Who is Jimmy?
Jimmy's one of my Jewish friends.
Then you are prejudiced because you think of Jimmy as your Jewish friend and not your friend.
Bring back the Bay City Rollers variety show.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, wait, we're back.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I'm sorry.
It's time to
you guys like came in on us. It was a surprise.
Yeah, we didn't even see you there. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We were discussing the virtues of the Pink Lady and Jeff show that we loved so much.
Yeah, big fans. I have the DVD box set.
Yeah.
Of all season.
All season.
Anyway, but maybe we should get the hell out of here.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
But not yet.
You got any photos you want to show?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
right.
gonna say maybe we should have vintage photo time.
Yeah.
All right. So here we have Crystal and her sister Addie on vacation in 1979. Now Crystal says she thinks they're in Orlando. She's not 100% sure, but she thinks that's where they are. Now, I have it on good authority that is indeed Crystal standing there with her head turned away from the camera. You're just going to have to trust us on this. Now, this is me sometime in 1979. I don't really know exactly what time of year, and I am in my Aunt Patty's bedroom, okay? I mean, this is usually where I sat to listen to records in her room, and it would appear that I would be doing that, except for, as you can see down in the bottom right, her record player has the lid on, complete with a, stuff, candle and frame and everything on top. So obviously I'm not listening to records. I don't know what I'm doing there, except hanging out in my Kiss t-shirt. All right, and this is Tommy. At 6 months old in spring of 1979 in West Babylon, Long Island, probably maybe in a park, maybe in their backyard, who knows? The mystery has not been solved yet. But yeah, so there you go. That is Crystal and me and Tommy kicking it like bosses in 1979. All right, so there we are. Yeah,
all right.
we still have Tommy.
Yeah,
I'm still here.
He's still here.
Tommy's still here.
Keeping that dream alive.
Getting older. Yep.
But yeah, we're just getting older, yeah. But all right, so I guess that's it for this episode. I mean, you may want to try subscribing if you haven't.
Yes, please subscribe.
But if you do,
ring
click the little bell.
Ring-a-ling.
Yeah, notifications and all.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
And yeah, you know what? Maybe come back next week because you know what? As much as I hate to say it, the 80s are going to begin. And
because today was it's the end of the 70s. And then Paul, we're going to shut this off, and then Paul's going to go for a little cry, and then we'll be back.
And we lost him.
And we lost him. Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
It's the end of the 70s.
Yeah.
You would need to be 3 feet taller and about 50 pounds skinnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
But anyway, all right. So we
1980s coming.
We've done this for far too long. Let's see you guys later, huh? Shall we? Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
White noise.
Yep.
Oh,
actually, that would be a great t-shirt.
That would be a great t-shirt. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, okay then.
Audio is running. Video is running.
Running.
Yep. Get a nice stretch in there. Yep. Nice warm up. It's going to be a real active episode as it should be. We're going to do some cardio. We're going to do some weights.
A little early. I'm ahead of the curve.
A little early for that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Well, all right.